Good morning, everybody. This is Laura Galindo, and this is our Friday's show that I am very pleased to have to being with you. And today we have a very interesting issue to discuss. As always, we have very important people participating with us in this table discussion. So let's get the information from them. First of all, I would like to make an introduction about the topic that we are going to be taking in this table. Well, the issue is Mexico's best business partner or Mexico's worst enemy. Let's see. We are going to be talking about Coca-Cola, as you have seen already. So let's take, well, here. Coca-Cola became Mexico, or arrived to Mexico in 1926, so several years ago. And the company was in Mexico, it's named Coca-Cola Industria Mexicana. This company is, and Mexico is the leading market in Latin America for Coca-Cola. So also, Mexico is very important for this company, in this international company. Let's see. In Mexico, Coca-Cola Industria Mexicana, the portfolio that this company has, it's about more than 60 brands in Mexico, and in 10 categories. As you can see, we have our classic Coca-Cola in a glass bottle, also milk, also water, also juice, and all those things that you can see in very, very many presentations. So this company also has 98,000 employees in Mexico, and it represents a very, very big, important quantity of our beef production in Mexico. 47% of the total units sold in Latin America region are sold just in Mexico. So Mexico again represents almost the half of the quantity of units sold in Latin America. And lastly, 1.21 billion liters of Coca-Cola drinks sold in April, during April in Mexico. So as you can see, the quantities are so big. Continuing this, also, Fundación Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola established Fundación Coca-Cola. So between all the plans on all the projects that they are developing, there is one who is very important, or it has been taking very important participation, is the one where they are training women to become entrepreneurs. They inspire women entrepreneurs to reach their economical empowering. They encourage sustainable initiatives, and they also have established a Pet Star plant, which is a plant to recycle PET bottles. By another hand, Coca-Cola, accordingly with the UNAM, our most important national institute in Mexico, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, this institute published a report in 2019 that 10% of the income of the income of the family, of a Mexican family, is just to buy soft drinks. Imagine, not just the 10% of all the income of a family yearly. And Mexico is the biggest consumer in the world, not in Latin America, not for America, is all over the world. An average of 163 liters are drinking by a Mexican per year. And 3 times more consumers, the number of consumers of Coca-Cola are 3 times bigger than 1999, between 1999 to 2006. So these are very crazy numbers. The facts are, as you can see, the Coca-Cola, a can of Coca-Cola contains 10 teaspoons of sugar in each can of Coca-Cola or Coke. If you were drink 1 can a day for a month, that's over 11 kilos of sugar you have drink it. By drinking 1 can per day on average, you increase your risk of heart attack by 20%. Globally, 1.6 billion cans and bottles of Coca-Cola are consumed every day. And drinking 2 or more cans a day doubles your risk of kidney stones due to phosphorus acid. And the diseases and the bad healthy for a consumer are very, very big. They became diabetes patient, or you are going to become or get a carcinogen by these colorants of this water. So also, again, crazy numbers for us. And continue with the UNAM report, we can see that 24,000 Mexicans die per year for this big sugar intake with diabetes. And I would like to know, what is your opinion? So let's start with our very, very important participants. I would like to, let me stop my presentation before. I don't know how to do it. Stop share. And let's see that what I am going to do. I want to try to do. Be patient with me, please. Hold on over invites. And what is, I would like to put in a virtual background for everybody, but I'm not getting success in that. So forget it. So let's continue. Welcome to Mrs. Leticia Gutierrez. He is the Coca-Cola CEO in Mexico. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Leticia. And there is also with us Juan Jose, who is Juan Jose Sagredo, who is the general manager of Fundación Coca-Cola. Thank you for joining us. Sugan Kumar, which is a UNAM professor and is also a very important researcher about health issues in Mexico. Carlos Barbieri, who is a representative of our health minister in Mexico. Thank you for joining us, both of you. And we have also Priscilla Nubi and Jessica, who are very, very fans of Coca-Cola, and they are very good consumers of Coca-Cola. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I would like to start with Priscilla. Good morning, Priscilla. Thank you for joining us again. Welcome. As you have seen, in the last presentation, I would like to know your opinion about continue consuming Coca-Cola, or what is your way of thinking about that. Tell us, please.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Well, I think the presentation that you make to us is really interesting, because it shows like both sides of the story. In one side, we have like Coca-Cola provides a lot of employment to Mexican people. So that's good to our country, to our families. In the other hand, we know that Coca-Cola is not the best product. I think that as a consumer, you need to take responsibility and to have a balance in what you eat and drink. So we know that, for example, tacos are not a very healthy option. So well, in my case, I tried maybe once or two per week to eat this kind of food. I think that the same happens with Coca-Cola. they are not forcing us to consume these products or their products. So it is a consumer responsibility, and I think that we do not need to be really tough with the companies. We need only to understand that if a product is not so good for us, we need to consume it like in a moderate way. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Very important comments about this issue. Welcome, Mrs. Leti Gutierrez. We really appreciate your time given to us in order to participate and give us your opinion. What is your opinion about the last presentation, the numbers that they are very dramatic for Mexico, good and bad numbers? Tell us your opinion, Mrs. Gutierrez. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Laura. I am very helpful. You very great. You are inviting me. As you know, your presentation is nice. There's a lot of information about it. Let me tell you something. You agree? I agree. The products of Coca-Cola is perhaps has several or some damage for that you told us for your health. But on the other hand, let me tell you, we are working at Coca-Cola. Our CEO, I have about 30 years of experience in this sector and handling for Coca-Cola in Mexico. My opinion is that not only we are focusing in get products damage because we are changed a lot our products. In fact, we try to get the process for reduce the sugar. You can find without less sugar. And we produce not only Coca-Cola, we have another products that we offer for reduce that. But according for we're thinking about it, no? Because we have a lot of programs. We have benefits not only for the products, because we are working recently with our president, with AMLO. We are a meeting and try to get put more force, more amounts for try to help for Mexico, because one point we need to raise the economy in Mexico, and we offer a work for our citizens. We increase, you talking about 98,000 employees, something like this, but this more than million people that we offer products. One part of these incomes we invest in try to get renewable products. We try to get, in fact, we recently we bought big hectares for try to plant some trees, for try to invest for panels, solar panels, for try to rain water collections. We try to get an appointment with some sector public for try to get help, construct to place for the children, for the people that try to help for the people. This is the one point that why I told you. It's not only for products. We are conscious about the damage for the people, but on the other hand, we try to get a balance and help you. But we continue to work for growing in economy and reduce the people, the citizens, and try to get more opportunity for combine. Get exercise, provide a place for the exercise, and reduce, because if you know, Coca-Cola is not the best, no is the only company that get damage, no? As you know, nowadays, we have a different situation, because if you saw, the milk is not pure, some vegetable we are get to free, we use the technology, but we must to work, continue to work for try to get a balance. Thank you, Laura. This is my opinion. Your microphone is mute.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your comments, Mrs. Gutierrez. Continuing with your comments, I would like to have the participation of Mr. Juan José Sagredo, who is the general manager of Fundación Coca-Cola. Thank you for joining us. And continuing with the comments of Mrs. Gutierrez, what are your plans in order to benefit the Mexico nowadays? Tell us, please.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much, Laura, for your presentation. Actually, I think Coca-Cola company is more than only a soda provider for Mexican people. Actually, as Lady said, we do a lot of contributions, not only for the Mexican people, also for the environment in Mexico. So one of our plans is to continue doing this. Actually, we have a lot of investment in create another type of products. As your presentation points, we have a wide portfolio with different products without sugar. We are also investing in different types of nutrimental education in elementary schools, because saying that Coca-Cola is the only guilty of diabetes in Mexico, that I think that is a lie. The product is there, but we are not forcing the people to consume it. It's like, in case I'm going to compare a different product, in this moment is illegal, but in case the marijuana become legal, it depends of each people if the people want to consume it. Also, you can consume marijuana for medicinal, and is quite good, and the marijuana has a lot of benefits. So Coca-Cola is also used in different sports events like Ironman. If you go there, you can see a lot of people doing these events and drinking Coca-Cola for the sugar. So it depends all in the education of the people. So that are our plans for this year's incoming.
Thank you, Mr. Sagredo. Very, very important actions that you are taking in account in order to benefit Mexicans. Mrs. Gutierrez told us that they are very close to the government. And here with us, we have Mr. Carlos Barbieri, who is our Health Minister representative. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And I would like to know what is your position about these circumstances, that when Mexico is one of the countries that have the largest number of fat conditions in our inhabitants. Tell us your comments, please, Mr. Barbieri. Thank you.
Thank you. In fact, that is the second place. We must be proud of that. And I appreciate that you have invited the Coca-Cola CEO and the owner of foundation. They were talking about that the Coca-Cola employs more than 100,000 people here, but and the foundation has a lot of programs in order to help. But this is something that we don't must forget. we have a lot of problems with the health. So you were discussing, or you were presenting the risk that one person can get as a consumer of Coca-Cola. You can well, it's important to tell you that I am in charge of a Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and we have made a lot of research about the disadvantage of consuming Coca-Cola. One of them is you can get cancer. There are a lot of research that say that there is a link between consuming Coca-Cola and the risk of pancreatic cancer. A lot of bad things that Coca-Cola causes is tooth decay. As a result of consuming sugar, you could present the Coca-Cola has acids that could contribute a tooth decay. And this is something important that I would like to tell you. That there is a research that shows that there is a link between consuming Coca-Cola and dementia. So this is something that I would like to say, that we have to consider this kind of bad things. As a representative of medical center, we are considering to discuss this issue with the Mexican government in order to establish a consumption tax. They could help in order to get enough budget for taking care of Mexican health. And obviously, we don't agree with this kind of. We have to deal with these bad causes that Coca-Cola is that causes. So we must be careful with this kind of disadvantage of Coca-Cola. So in fact, the next week we are going to have a meeting with the Mexican authorities, and we ask them to establish a consumption tax in order to increase our budget for taking care of a Mexican health. And this is something I think that Sugan could add more more comments about why Mexicans must reduce their consumption.
Thank you, Mr. Barbieri. Very relevant comments. Thank you. And we have with us also Nubia, who is a very fitness woman. He likes to be healthy, always exercising herself. And I would like, but also he likes to drink Coca-Cola. Tell us your opinion, Nubi, about your decision of taking or drinking Coca-Cola. Would you like to change it for water or another drink, or you are deeply convinced about drinking Coca-Cola? Thank you, Nubi.
Thank you, Laura, for your invitation. As a consumer, I like a little bit Coca-Cola in small quantities. No, I prefer to use this, as Juan Jose says, during my running, no, and in small quantities. Take a small quantity or small liquid, no, in small bags, right in my in my hand, or during I'm running, no, it's good for me for the sugar. And I prefer to in with my sons too, in small quantities, bring this water. In other situations, like in the schools, I try to have in emergency in my refrigerator when I didn't prepare, I couldn't prepare the breakfast for them, and I put very quickly in his back, no, in his lunch. Yes, it's good for me, for them to solve solved in this form, no, and in this hurries.
Yes.
And I mean about the general, the information that you give us. In general, we have different tastes, no? And Coca-Cola offers those tastes for us. And they have been very developed, developing the kind of the presentation, for example, in bottle or can, or in other forms that permit use, and you reduce the liquid is spilled, no? And it's very attractive and very in some cases it's economic, and it's practical to try with you.
Yes, truly, yes, it is, definitely is practical for us in a rush. But as a sport woman, what is your why you drink Coca-Cola? What is your experience? What do you feel while you are drinking Coca-Cola? What is your results about drinking Coca-Cola? Do you feel better? Do you feel more active? Do you feel...
Definitely, you're very with more energy, you know, very active. You you can do more, and for me it's a more clear, more with more emotion, my sport, no, with energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the sugar results. Yes, thank you, Nubi. And definitely Coca-Cola, welcome Sugan Kumar. Thank you for joining us. He's a very important researcher in the UNAM, and definitely Coca-Cola has a big and a huge marketing program in order to marketing their products, and very easy way to get it, and not very cheap. But although they are not very cheap, the Mexicans are also consuming it and buying it, and forecasting the 10% of the earnings just for shopping or buying Coca-Cola. So Sugan, tell us your opinion about the facts that you have been studying about this Coca-Cola situation in Mexico. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for inviting me to this panel. It has been an interesting discussion, and I heard all of the panelists. Okay, and some of you I agree with, and some of you I don't agree with. And first, let me tell you about the points that I do agree. I completely agree with Nubia that it's a product that you have to consume in control. You cannot drink this product in excess. Especially you have to be careful with your children consuming the product as well. I partially agree with Leti on like why we consume Coca-Cola that much in our lives and how important it has been in our lives, as well as the economy of the country as well. I do not agree with Priscilla, actually, and I want to point that out. She said that Coca-Cola is not forcing us to consume its product. Actually, it is, Priscilla. It is forcing us by, if our famous celebrities are presenting these products in front of our screen with music and a lot of publicity and a lot of publications, what are we supposed to do? They are trying to program our minds into drinking Coca-Cola. It's not a direct force with somebody holding a knife in front of you, but it's a kind of force, yes. Second, I completely disagree with the CEO of Coca-Cola Mexico, Mr. Juan Jose. And he was telling us, yes, Coca-Cola is not just like making people obese, but it's also like doing some community service or working for the environment or working for the community, opening schools. It's like this: you're making somebody blind and then you're giving that person a cane to feel easy to walk on the road, Mr. Juan. He also compared marijuana with Coca-Cola, which I was surprised to hear about. There's something as antisocial thing like marijuana, and he's trying to support the use of marijuana as well. I don't need to point out again the kind of diseases Coca-Cola brings into the society. Charlie mentioned some of them very clearly. He even mentioned diseases like the obesity, cancer, dementia, mental disorders, kidney problems, blood pressure, diabetes, uric acid levels, you name it. Okay, there are many options on the table that you can get through the consumption of Coca-Cola. As a society, okay, in my research and also with the papers of my students as well, I found that it is not the total responsibility of Coca-Cola as well. It's our responsibility as well. Okay, as Nubia said, that we have to consume it in control. And so imagine the data that was given by Laura, that if you drink one can of Coca-Cola per day, and in 1 month you're consuming 11 kilos of sugar, something like that. Yes, Laura, am I right? So even if you have sugar in your house and you're trying to drink lemonade, you're trying to make cakes, or you're trying to make sweet dishes with that, you will never be able to consume 11 kilos of sugar in 1 month. But just a Coca-Cola drink that is attractive to you, the drink that is stylish to you, a drink that makes you look modern, you consume that drink and you don't realize how much sugar you're consuming. So that's how the Coca-Cola is forcing us to consume the ingredients that we don't want to consume, because we don't realize what we are consuming in the first place. There are other drinks as well in the market. No, it's not just only Coca-Cola that is using this formula. There's Pepsi, there's some Red Cola, and other kind of drinks that are also, they give you high amount of sugar in your drinks, and of course, like caffeine. That's why you cannot give it to your kids. Letty specifically mentioned that if you don't want to drink sugar, go for the zero sugar version. Okay, but I don't think so, because according to our research and according to research in the world, even the artificial sweetener is in the same way, like it affects your health in a bad way as a sugar does as well. It's hugely carcinogenic. So even then, even if you are using a zero sugar or Coca-Cola diet Coke, if you're drinking, you cannot drink it every day. You'll increase the risk of kidney failures. You increase your risk of high blood pressure, as well as the cancer. Not obesity, but you will get like cancer. So I don't want to take a lot of time on this panel, but I want to point out that this is a product of marketing, and that we have in our head. And as a society, as I completely appreciate your effort, Laura, to bring up this topic so that we can actually acknowledge this topic. Until we acknowledge there's a problem, we'll not start to take actions to deal with this problem. So thank you for inviting me, Laura. If you want some other kind of opinion, you can ask me some specific questions as well.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Sugan. Very relevant and important thoughts that you have been sharing with us. The time is running off, and TV is very, very, very expensive. So thank you for staying with us. Thank you for joining us. It's up to you to decide if we drink or not Coca-Cola, and if you do frequently or not, and it's up to you. Thank you for sharing, joining us. We'll see you next Friday. Don't forget to watch us, and thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Great weekend.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Laura. Bye.